Earlier this year, Jaguar announced its future plans and unsurprisingly, it has electrification written all over it. The British car maker is all set to become an all-electric brand by the year 2025. EVs are the future of personal mobility and they've been gaining a lot of popularity in the international market. But here in India, they're still a means of an alternative lifestyle. We have with us today the I-Pace, the first step in Jaguar's EV journey in India. What we're going to do is spend some time with it and find out if it can really set the tone for the brand's EV plans in India. And more importantly, if it has the quintessential Jaguar dynamics that makes its ICE powered cars ever so enjoyable. So without further ado, let's hit the road.
You're watching the AutoX YouTube channel. You can also get your daily dose of all things automotive on our website, autox.com, and follow us on social media. Don't forget to check out our monthly magazine and make sure to hit the bell and subscribe button so you don't miss a thing.
Let's get down to business right away. The Jaguar I-Pace comes with a 90 kWh battery pack with 396 bhp and 700 Nm on tap. It is incredibly fast. In fact, Jaguar claims that it does the 0 to 100 dash in just 4.8 seconds. Unlike ICE-powered cars, the e-Jag gets all of its torque right from standstill, thanks to which it is just yearning to shoot forward. The outright acceleration and the instantaneous power delivery can get quite addictive. In fact, just a gentle tap on the accelerator pedal gets it to come alive, and it does all of this in such a calm and composed manner that before you know it, you're pushed beyond the legal speed limit mark. The cabin is extremely well insulated and all you hear is a mellow whine from the electric motor. The I-Pace gets a driving range of 470 km as per the WLTP cycle, but in the real world it is expected to be lower for two reasons. First, the usage of headlights, music system and all other electronic gadgetry inside the car is surely expected to reduce the driving range. In fact, just switching on the air conditioner reduces its driving range by up to 50 km. Secondly, and more importantly, with such thrilling performance on offer, it's hard not to go all guns blazing every time you find yourself at the front at a traffic light. That being said, the I-Pace will be a second car for a lot of buyers and will primarily be used in the city, which should give it a real-world range of roughly about 300 km, which should basically see you through the week. Another aspect of the I-Pace that really impressed us is its handling. In ICE cars, the front end sometimes tends to feel heavy owing to the engine's placement, which results in some understeer. With one motor mounted on each axle, the I-Pace's weight is equally distributed. And since the battery is mounted at the base, it has a low center of gravity. All of this endows the I-Pace with driving dynamics that you would expect from a Jaguar. Thanks to the all-wheel drive system, there's enough grip, but if you want to get a bit racy, switching off the traction control system should do the trick. The I-Pace really captivates you with its balance. It's playful and reassuring in equal measure, just like most other ICE Jags. And the well-weighted steering is another reason to push the I-Pace hard. Even with its firm suspension and agile behavior, the I-Pace rides extremely well on bad roads. Our test car was equipped with the optional air suspension, which costs an extra 1.5 lakh, and we believe that it's worth the penny. While in the international market, the I-Pace comes with a 20-inch wheel option, here in India, the I-Pace is offered with 18 or 19-inch wheels. The 235 by 60 section Michelin rubber that our test car was fitted with offered good grip without compromising on the ride. Braking prowess could have been better, especially given its incredibly fast acceleration. While the I-Pace's heart is certainly a deviation from the norm, its design is signature Jag, something that is quite evident from the front end. The shape of the bonnet, the rectangular front grille, and the sleek LED headlamps are all pages borrowed from the Jaguar's design handbook. It even bears some resemblance with the F-Type sports car from certain angles. But what's interesting is that despite all these similarities, the I-Pace manages to set itself apart. It's Ian Callum doing what he does best. I just love how the air dams on the front bumper allow the flow of air through the ducts in the bonnet and onwards to the back, something that gives it a coefficient of drag of just 0.29. The rear, however, seems a bit polarizing, at least to me. While the I-Pace's lines flow smoothly for the most part, the tail section ends a bit too abruptly. The large rear diffuser deserves a special mention. I think it adds vigor to the I-Pace's overall appeal. The I-Pace gets an extremely well-appointed cabin with great quality materials all around. The top of the dash, you get dual-tone leather treatment, you get gloss black applique just above the glove box, and overall the feeling of richness, the quality is all there. It is something that you expect from a Jaguar. There is ample of space for 4 passengers, and thanks to a large panoramic sunroof, the cabin feels sufficiently airy too. The sunroof, however, can't be opened, which makes it completely idiot-proof. I simply love it. The space at the back is abundant, but the cabin lacks sufficient storage areas. While there is a large storage unit in the central armrest, the door pocket and the glove box are rather small. And although Jaguar claims that the I-Pace has a boot capacity of over 550 liters, the space-saver spare wheel at the back makes it more or less unusable. The highlight of the I-Pace's interior is the PV Pro screens. In the center, you get the infotainment unit that you can also control to look at navigation. You can change your driving modes. You can look at your EV driving efficiency. You get low traction launch, navigation, the works. Down at the bottom, you get a touchscreen to control your climate control settings as well as the seat heating and cooling functions. But thankfully, Jaguar has also given these rotary knobs, which makes it controlling during driving extremely easy. The seats are amply comfortable. You get electronic adjustment, so you get nice bolstering for your torso as well. It overall is quite comfortable. The steering wheel is also nice and chunky. Behind the wheel, you get an all-digital dash, which is extremely customizable. Overall, it is quite a well-appointed cabin to stay in. Although the bonnet feels stubbier than some of the other Jags, the distance from the front edge to the driver's seat is quite long thanks to the raked out windscreen. But even with that, visibility from behind the wheel is great. Jaguar has also fitted the I-Pace with what they call a clear sight IRVM, which projects the feed from the camera on the shark fin antenna to offer an unobstructed view of the road behind. While it does give you better visibility, it will take a bit getting used to. In terms of features, the HSC trim of the I-Pace gets 2-zone climate control, 16-way powered front seats, powered tailgate, front and rear parking aid, a Meridian surround sound system, and a lot more as standard. Certain feel-good features like a head-up display, wireless charging, and adaptive cruise control, which should be offered as standard, are unfortunately on the options list. What Jaguar has done with the I-Pace is truly commendable. It is a beautiful car in every imaginable way, right from its exterior design to the richness of the interior. While there is a general apprehension about the usability of EVs, the Jaguar I-Pace manages to debunk them all with a real-world range of roughly about 300 kilometers. The top-spec HSC trim comes reasonably well equipped too. But most importantly, it is an incredibly fun-to-drive machine, and in that regard, it truly deserves the badge on the front grille. With almost every brand announcing a switch to electric vehicles, petrol heads have been largely skeptical about what the future holds. But if every EV is as wholesome and as entertaining as the Jaguar I-Pace, it is a future that I would love to welcome with open arms.